Welcome to the Gaming Insurrection Systems section video. We are looking at games that we enjoy playing and where they have some sort of system, some type of configuration where you have to set some things up, or it's explaining game mechanics, game systems, that sort of thing. That's what we mean by systems. I am Gaming Insurrection Editor-in-Chief Lyndsey Beatty, and for our very first systems section game, we're going to do Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. We have been playing Super Mario RPG since the late 90s. I got it from a friend of GI a very long time ago for Super Nintendo, and I was like, oh, hey, this should be cool. I really enjoy playing this game. So I was like, we're gonna do this one as our first one, because we've been trying to do some type of strategy guide for it for years and just never got around to it. But this will be cool. So we're gonna get started here, and I'm already in the menu screen for Mario RPG, and as you can see, you have a total of 5 characters that you can get throughout the course of the game. Mario is always in your party. He is the lead character. He's on the marquee. So yeah, he's got to be in the party. But not trying to give away too much of the story, even though this game is almost 30 years old at this point. But you acquire 5 characters total, and 4 other ones in addition to Mario. And so initially you start out with just Mario, then you get Mallow, who is an original character. He's brand new starting with this game. And then you get Geno, and then Toadstool. Well, no, you get Bowser, then you get Toadstool last. So actually, and all of the characters are actually very good for certain things, and it's up to you how you want to combine your party. Mario must always be in your party, however. He can die during battle, but he cannot be removed from your party. You can't make a party of like Toadstool, Bowser, and Mallow. You have to have Mario there, so he's always going to be in the lead spot. So as you can see here, I have all of my characters are level 30 and max HP, max stats, max magic, max attack, all of that. And they have, I think, most of the good armor on. So I just wanted to quickly run through 2 parts here. 1, the mechanics of battle, and 2, how the menu system works in Mario RPG. So this is why we're on this menu screen here. So starting with the first thing here, you start out with items, and some of these things you're not going to get on this menu until way later in the game. Switch doesn't come until you get more than 3 characters. So probably by the time you get Geno, and then right after you get Geno, when you start talking about getting Peach and then Bowser, or well, Bowser then Peach, you get the option to switch your characters. So that's a thing not until way later in the game. The game is like a little mini game that you get from this kid in the Mushroom Kingdom way later in the game. He says he'll sell it to you. When you first meet him, he's like, don't bother me, I'm playing this game. And you're like, okay, whatever. So later on in the quest, he gives you can buy it from him. And it's a cute little mini game. It really doesn't do much other than it's just a nice little distraction. And it's actually pretty fun. It's just you're not gonna, it's not anything super special other than that. It just does that. It doesn't give you like I don't think it gives you any items or anything. So back to the top of this menu, we're starting with items. So items, this is where you're going to get your special items from. So we're going to go in here, and you can see I have a bunch of mushrooms, max mushrooms, maple syrup. Then scrolling over, pick-me-ups, Able Juice, Energizer, Pure Water, Froggy Drink, and then some special things like See Ya, Early Times, Lucky Jewel, Crystalline, and Power Blast. So, and it tells you, the little description down at the bottom tells you exactly what the item does. So if we go down here, as you can see, I have maple syrup. That gives you 40 flower points. But if you come down here, Froggy Drink, party recovers 30 hit points. Which, okay. Pure Water defeats ghosts in a wink. It's like a purifying aid. So you can use that in battle. You can use all of these items in battle. I think you can use, you can use that in battle. You can use the See Ya in battle. Earlier times you started over. Lucky Jewel summons luck at will. Yes, if you use Lucky Jewel, it shows up at the end of the battle. But yes, these three are, you can get from this, Toad Scholar. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's a frog scholar. And so he's you find him in Rosetown, I think, after you finish that section in the game. So then you come down here. Crystalline raises party's defense in battle. Power Blast raises party's attack power in battle. So, and then you have the waste basket. So you can throw away your unwanted items. So I tend to not throw away unwanted items. I'm probably going to use these things at some point during the game. So I don't feel like throwing away stuff is a smart idea there. So maple syrup, it says recovers 40 flower points. Flower points are your like your magic points in the game. So we're going to get to that in just a second. So then go back over here. We're going to come back. Mushroom recovers 30 hit points. I feel like the later you get in the game, the more access you have to magic, and magic becomes way more important. So you don't really have to rely on mushrooms as much. There is a dealer, a mushroom dealer, who you can bring him like weird mushrooms or whatever that you find in the forest maze, which is where I am right now. When we get back to the battle screen, you can bring him these mushrooms, and he'll identify if you got some special mushrooms within just a regular plain mushrooms, and then he gives you like items for it. So and that's a way to get some really good items you can use in the very last battle with Smithy. So that's why you kind of want to come in here and get the mushrooms, and that's why I have so many, even though I'm kind of like way far in the game. Here, your max mushroom recovers all HP, which is fantastic, especially if you're getting just clobbered and you really need to do it really fast and you don't have any more flower points. You can use this max mushroom. That's why I don't tend to, even though you don't rely on the mushrooms later, I don't tend to like throw away mushrooms. You can use a max mushroom somewhere eventually. Maple syrup, of course, we've already gone over that. So yes, these are your items. You can get other items, but this is where they're going to show up. This is where your battle items are going to show up. And then I'll show you later on, once we get into a battle, how you can use items while you're in a battle menu. So we're going to get out of this screen and go back to the main screen. Status. So status tells you all of your stats. So like, as you can see here, I have all of my stats for Mario, Toadstool, Bowser, Mallow, Geno. So I like to, if I'm doing this, and because I'm doing this, I'm going to tell you the reason why my stats are all maxed out is because I use codes. I use Pro Action Replay codes to max out their stats, just for the example here of what it looks like when everybody is at like tip-top level. But here it explains like your speed. That's how fast you're gonna do. You would get like first hit in a battle, and how fast the characters are gonna come up in their turns. So like Mario has a speed of 20, Toadstool has a speed of 24, Bowser has a speed of 15. So Toadstool is naturally gonna go first in battle order. Then it's gonna be Mario. Then it's gonna be Bowser, because these three are my main characters right now in my party. Mallow has a speed of 18, so he's going before Bowser, but after Mario, if I were to put him in there. Now, Gino has a speed of 30. Gino's automatically going to go first. Like, he's going to go first before Mario would, and definitely before Toadstool would. So, yeah, that's what speed means. And then attack, that's your regular, regular attacks, non-magic attacks. That is the highest stat in the game, is 255. So, yeah, she can do a lot of damage. Everybody here should be attack 255 because I put that stat in. Yeah, his attack is, and her attack, like all of their attacks, is max level. So you're going to see some crazy damage being done for regular attacks. Defense, same thing. They're not going to take damage terribly. So in this case, I made Mario have defense. I have the Lazy Shell armor on him. As a matter of fact, I think I have Lazy Shell armor on everyone, because you can equip the Lazy Shell armor on everyone, but you're only supposed to have one. So I gave everyone a Lazy Shell armor, so no one on my team is going to take any damage. That's why we like to cheat. I've also beaten this game, and I also have a policy. I guess I should state this now too. I have a policy where if I've beaten the game multiple times, I tend to use codes after I've beaten it multiple times. I will not, as I am playing through like the first time, I will not use codes. It's only for games that I have personally beaten without codes to start with. So that's why I decided to use codes for this, and also for this example. So, continuing on with our explanation here. Magic attacks, same thing as like your magic, but this is your magic attacks, and we'll get to magic attacks in just a second. It's all max level. Same thing with your magic defense. It's the defense that you would take when you are being attacked with magic attacks. You're less likely, the higher that is, the less damage you're going to take from a magic attack. And then your experience level, you gain experience points because this is an RPG. You gain experience points, and the max level is 9,999. So there's that. So we're all max level. Nobody's getting hurt here. Then you're never going to like gain experience. It'll probably tell you get experience, but it's never going, that counter is never going past 9,999. So this, and actually, and I'm glad I moved down one, so you can see Toadstool has 1,293, and then see Bowser is back to that. Mallow's at max level, Gino's at max level. So yeah, Toadstool's is the only one, and I'm not sure why I didn't give her max experience level, but it doesn't matter. It's not really going to matter. She can't level up anymore anyway, because your experience level points are what point you to the next level up, and level 30 in Mario RPG is the max level normally possible in the game. So it doesn't matter if she's at 1293. She's not getting any more levels after this. She's already at max overall level. So that is the status screen. So we're going to go back to the main, and then we're going to go in special. So this is wonderful, and I like that they did this outside of combat. So Mario RPG does take a lot from Square Enix's other main series, which we all know is Final Fantasy. It's very much patterned after Final Fantasy. So in most Final Fantasy games, outside of battle, you can use your spells to heal yourself, clear status ailments, all of that sort of thing. So here you can use your spells that your character has, especially if they have healing spells. And this is why you see this party is set up the way it is. This is what's considered the dream team. Mario, Peach, and Bowser. Okay? They individually, I feel like no one is terrible in this game. All the characters are great. But these three specifically work very well together, and they do a lot of damage together. Depending on how you want to make that work. Now, Gino does some excellent damage, and Gino has a glitch where he can do 9,999 points of damage to a boss with one of his supers. I think Gino Whirl. And it's fantastic. But I prefer the Dream Team. Okay. I'm also a longtime Mario fan and huge Mario fan. So yes, this is the Dream Team for me. So as you can see here on here, you can see they have all their specials. Mario has Jump, Fire Orb, Super Jump, Super Flame, Ultra Jump, and Ultra Flame. Okay, and then you come down and you see none of his stuff was highlighted. However, when you get to Toadstool, she has healing spells that you can use outside of battle. And in this case, if you'll notice, if you're looking at my screen here with my characters, Mario has taken 3 points of damage, Toadstool's taken 3 points of damage, Bowser has taken 1 point of damage. Okay, so you could use Therapy and or Group Hug. Therapy is for individual characters. Group Hug is for the entire party. And that is why you want Peach in your party as your healer instead of, say, Mallow, who also is a healer. You want Peach when you can get access to Peach, because Peach heals the entire team at one time. Mallow does not. He can do HP rain to heal someone, but it's only one person at a time. You can't do it for multiple characters at once. Group Hug is the best healing spell in the game. So that's why you kind of want to use Group Hug, and you want to use Peach as part of your team if you're going to go for a healer. Her other stuff, I don't really use. Sleepy Time, Comeback. Comeback is great too, because Comeback is like a Phoenix Down, except you're not using an item, you're using a spell. So Comeback is like you raise your other character who's fallen, you can raise them back. That's the best one in the game too. And when we get to talking about time defense and timed attacks, you can time your magic attacks also. So you can do with Comeback, for example, you can do where as soon as the star touches the character, if they fall, you can bring them back with full life instead of just like a quarter life or half life, I think it is. It's one of those two. When you don't do a timed magic attack. That's why you want Toadstool in your party. So as you can see, she has these spells used that can be used outside of battle. If I had Mallow in here, you would see HP Rain is highlighted, and I could use that to heal my team. So what I'm going to do is do Group Hug and see everybody's healed. So Therapy, like I said, Therapy is for it heals HP and clears status ailments, but it's for individual characters. So then here, heal group, heal group HP and status. That's why you want that. So then we come down, as you can see, Bowser, he doesn't have any that are outside of battle that can be used. So we're going to get out of this. Then we're going to go down to equip. Okay, equip. Equip is important. This is where you go to equip your armor and your accessories to your characters and your weapons. Super important. As you can see, I have several things here that I can equip. And I am correct. I was correct earlier. I do have lazy shell armor on everyone. So, as you can see, Mario has the lazy shell weapon and the lazy shell armor, which technically is not something you should do. If you know what you're doing, don't equip those two on Mario. But because I've played through this a million times, I prefer doing so. I like doing that. So, that's just a thing I like doing. Also, as you can see, I have the Quartz Charm on everyone. That's not a normal thing either. You should only have one of those. But I have it equipped on everyone. And notice, yes, I also have the lazy shell armor. You only get one of the lazy shell armor and one of the lazy shell weapon. Mario can only equip the lazy shell weapon. No one else can equip it. So as you can see, I have some accessories off to the right and an Ultra Hammer, which is Mario's his last weapon. But you really should be using lazy shell. So that's why you don't use the Ultra Hammer. The Lazy Shell is his best weapon. So then Peach's best weapon is the Frying Pan. It is, you can get that in Moleville. It is her best weapon. She does a ton of damage with that. The Drill Claw is Bowser's best weapon. So we're going to go down. Sonic Symbol, best weapon for Mallow. And Star Gun is the best weapon for Geno. So as you can see, if I wanted to change any of these, I could. I choose not to, but for the sake of this, I'm going to put the Zoom shoes, or let's see. I'll put it on him. And see, that is how you equip things. Very quickly. That's how you can equip things. And also, when you're equipping things, let's go back and we'll do it again. You're equipping things, it'll tell you your magic, it'll tell you whether or not your stats are going to go up, go down, or stay the same. So in this case, if I put the amulet on Geno, his attack is going to go up, his defense is going to go up, magic attack is going up, magic defense is going up. So, yeah, that is equipping in a nutshell. And we come to special item. Now, right now, I don't have any special items. I'm also using someone else's save, and that's why I don't have any special items. They got that far in the save and saved it for other people to download and use, and that's what I did. So they don't have any special items in here, but things like your juice bar cards that you get from the tadpole or you acquire around the world in Mario RPG, they would be here. So then you can go get better items from the tadpole at Frogfucius's pond. So yes, that would be something that would show up here. This is your map, and then it shows you where you are in the world. So right now I'm in the Forest Maze, and it's a nice visual representation of the Mushroom Kingdom and the different places. So you come down here and you see the wreck shipped off to the side. Yoshi's Isle is down here. Bowser's Castle over there where Smithy is, and the sword Exor. That is the goal. That's where we want to be. So that's the map. It's a nice visual representation. Star pieces here, if you've gathered star pieces from helping various people and helping the stars recover the stars, which is the main plot line of the game, they will be here, and you'll see if you have completed star pieces. Here is where you want to switch your characters, as we talked about before. And then here is the game, the little mini game. I'm not going to go into the little mini game because it's time consuming. And they're probably going to give me the explanation about the game, so I don't really want to go through all of that. But that is your main options, option screens and status screens, where you can go in and check your party and use spells and outside of battle and swap your characters around if you want to. And that's the thing, you do want to swap your characters because certain bosses and certain enemies in a certain section are weak to certain spells. So there are a lot of enemies in the game that are weak to, let's say, thunder or lightning spells. Mallow is the person you want in your party. He's going to quickly defeat people with that. So that's why you kind of want to swap characters in and out. Geno does a buff, so he can raise your attack power and your defense power as one of his spells. So that's kind of why you want to do that. You have to, once you've played through enough, you'll learn how to do that and do it well. And when the situation calls for swapping characters, there's like a situation at the very end of the game where Mallow comes in handy when you're in Bowser's Castle, going back through to defeat Exor and Smithy. His lightning spells take out these cannons like immediately. they're weak to lightning. So if you hit them with his shocker spell, it immediately like takes those characters out. It takes those enemies out. So that's why you want to learn when to switch and when to use certain characters here. So also, before we get out of the screen and jump into a battle, here you want to pay attention to how many flowers you have, because that's your flower points. I am using a code here that gives me max flower points. So that's why it says 99. I gave myself 999 coins, and I gave myself 999 frog coins. So the coins and the frog coins, you can buy items with those coins specifically. Frog coins pay for very specific accessories and items from like that frog that I told you about previously that lives in Rosetown. You can buy very good items using frog coins and very good accessories. So coins, cool. You need those because you're going to be buying items. You'll probably need to buy, and you're going to need to buy weapons, equipment, armor, accessories. You need coins are a source of. In the beginning, it's a struggle, but by the end of the game, you get this unlimited box of coins in one section in Bowser's Castle. So I mean, you'll never run out of money. After a certain point in the game, you're not running out of money. So yes, that is your item and status screen. So we're going to try to jump into a battle real quickly. So bear with me. I'm going to get out of this, go past my save point, and see if I can't get into a battle. I don't really want to go down in there. I would like to get into a battle here. Fight me. Okay, so now we're in a battle. I did a time defense just then with Peach. Anytime you see a character, now that we're in the battle, I want to show this and I want to explain this. Anytime that you see an attack that has stars, you can do a timed defense with it. I successfully did it with Peach to start with because the enemy went first, which is weird because I thought that's what the speed meant in the battle, but apparently here, as you can see, Bowser is going first, and he has a lower speed than the other two characters. So I'm not sure. Everything I said about speed before, I don't know now if that's actually true. So it might be because of the codes I have on. That might be something. There's a million different reasons why I could possibly have not gotten that right. But suffice to say, Bowser is my first character that I'm working with here, and we are going to fight against a chained Kong and a Buzzer. I think is what his name is. We'll find out in just a second. So you have 4 options here. When you get into a battle, you generally have 4 options available to you, and they're all timed to a button. So X, Y, A, B. Okay. And it's set up exactly like a Super Nintendo controller. Okay. So this is going to be an interesting thing because I'm not going to really need to use all of my options, but I'm going to try to explain them as best as I can. And probably I could do it with Bowser. So let's start with X. X is for your items. The items that I showed earlier in the item screen, this is where you're going to use them in battle. So some of these I can use. I can't use, if it's grayed out and dimmed out like this, we're on the pick-me-up, I can't use it yet because no one's fallen. Pick-me-ups are like Phoenix Down. So you could use, and this is what I said, you could either use Peach's Comeback or you can use Pick-me-up, an item to do it. And this is like your Phoenix Down, if you're familiar with RPGs. So then, as you can see, other things are available. So I could use these other things. I could use these other items in battle. I'm not going to right now because I don't need to. So that's items. Then we're going to come down here to defense. Defense, you can either do the etc. B is etc. you can either do defense or run away. Defense puts you in a defensive posture where your damage is going to be blunted. It's good if you think you're going to take a lot of damage and you don't want your character to get hit a whole lot and get hurt. And you want to blunt that damage that you know is coming. So you could do that. Or you can run away, which you run away from the battle, you get out of it, you can go back and restart it. It doesn't matter. Yes, I was correct. His name is Buzzer. Okay, I've played this a lot. So now we're on the A menu. So here, Bowser has the drill claw equipped as we've previously seen in the equipped menu. So Bowser can do like his drill claw. This is his normal attack, and he can choose to attack whichever enemy he wants to. I thought he was a chained Kong, but he is called a chained Kong later on. Here he's Gorilla, but and it's not the gorilla we're all used to. It's gorilla like a gorilla warrior or something. So here I could choose whichever one I want to choose to attack, and then when you attack, you can do what's called a timed attack, and it's actually encouraged. The game encourages you to learn how to do timed attacks and timed defense. It's very much encouraged in the second game, Paper Mario, the sequel here, to this, because timed defense will save you there a lot. Timed attacks will too, but definitely in this game, it's a concept and they want you to learn it, so learn it. So I could attack him or no. Now, when I decide to attack, I know the cues and you have to pay attention for when you can do a timed attack or timed defense. But like I said, with the stars, with the stars, any attack that has stars, you can do a timed defense. Some attacks, some magic attacks are not gonna, and some regular attacks from enemies are not gonna have stars associated with them, so you cannot blunt that damage. But here we're gonna explain why, and then I'm probably going to do an attack. I'm not gonna do magic with Bowser. So going to the Y menu, his special menu. Okay, this is Y is the same, and all of these options are the same for all of your party members. So Y, you can do Terrorize, Poison Gas, Crusher, or Bowser Crush. Crusher is when Terrorize, he calls out a ghost, a Boo, and Boo will cause fear in the enemy, which means their attacks might miss and they may or may not attack. So then Poison Gas actually poisons your enemies, and it affects an entire group. I think Terrorize does too. Some of them are group attacks, and some are like attack on everything, or some are individual enemy attacks. Crusher, if I'm not mistaken, is just one character, one enemy that you can hit with this, and it's like a ground pillar move comes up. And then Bowser Crush, he sends out one of his Mecha Koopas that are from Super Mario World. They were first introduced in Super Mario World, and it's a giant one, and it bounces across the screen and does mass damage to everyone, to all of the enemies. So we're not going to use any of his magic, just because Bowser's not known for his magic. Bowser is a brute force character, so he's very much a normal brute force character. So we're going to go back to the attack menu, and this is where we're going to try to do a timed attack, so you can see this. So as when he makes the first slash is when you need to tap A, tap A again. And notice how much damage I did because I'm max level. Now, because Peach is my healer, generally I keep Peach ready to heal at any moment. I use her attack. I do use her attack, but I keep Peach as my healer in my group. If she's not healing, she's attacking with the frying pan, but otherwise she's my healer. But for this case, because I don't need to do a ton of damage, I'm going to use one of my spells. Now, normally you don't need to do any of these other spells. Her best weapons here are therapy, group hug, and comeback. Note that comeback is dimmed out because no one's died yet. And we're too powerful to die here at this point. But comeback would be highlighted if it were available. Mute and Psych Bomb, they're okay. You can mute someone from doing magic attacks. That's what mute does. But you don't need to do it. Most characters, you're going to, at a certain level, you're going to be so powerful that even if they did a magic attack, it's not going to affect you. And also, especially once you have the lazy shell armor on people, it's not going to affect you. Psych Bomb, it's okay. I've always said about Psych Bomb that Psych Bomb does not do what I need it to do and is not worth the cost of using it. Because as you can see, there's a little flower that's like jumping up and down there, and it's telling you how many flower points that's going to use. Psych Bomb uses 15 flower points for what I consider a mediocre special. So I don't use Psych Bomb often. I use it if I absolutely need to clear a room and I gotta get out of there real quick. But otherwise, no. I usually stick with Sleepy Time puts an enemy to sleep. I usually use therapy or group hug, and more than likely I'm going to use group hug because my whole team is probably going to need it. This is actually an instance where I would only use therapy. And I would use therapy on Peach. But in this case, because I'm only 2 points down, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show you what the defense looks like. So we're going to do defense for her. And note that she's in a crouching position. She's not going to take as much damage if, say, he hit her again. She only took 1 point of damage when he hit her the first time, so there's that. So then, Mario specials, as you can see, jump. He does jump on an enemy. Fire orb, he shoots fireballs. Super jump, he does multiple jumps until you miss the timing for it. Super flame, he does a lot of fireballs. Ultra jump, again, he'll do a lot of jumps until you miss. It too is another one where you don't really need it. You get it, but you don't really need it. And then Ultra Flame, which again, not really necessary. The ones you want to focus on are Jump in the early game, because that's his only spell that he really has. He doesn't learn Fire Orb until like way later. I think like maybe level 6 or something, maybe level 5. Might even be level 3. But he has magic. I don't know if he has Jump from the beginning. He might have Jump from the beginning. But they really want you, they emphasize Jump and Fire Orb very early on. And then once you get Super Jump, that's really all you need. Super Jump is tied to some things, some very, very rare items. Depending on how many times you successfully do Super Jump in one go round there. So that's why you want Super Jump, because it gets you some stuff. Like I think it's the Super Jacket for Mario, which is like an armor for him, and I can't remember if it's, I think it's just tied to the Super Jacket. So yeah, that's why. But Mario's first 3 spells are his best spells. You don't need anything else. Super Flame you could get, I mean, it'll do all right, but Fire Orb actually is strong enough, I feel like. So we're gonna do Mario's Lazy Shell, and the Lazy Shell is pretty awesome. So when he kicks it, you kick it, you press it again, and notice he did a ton of damage. It's 684. Now you have a screen here. It tells you got 4 experience points, 9 coins. Sometimes you can get where it pops up after you've done some type of move. It'll tell you lucky. You get like the little flower thing that says lucky, where you can double your coins or your experience points. Mostly your coins. And then you play like a little shell game with this bird, and it's the cutest little thing. But it doubles your winnings here. So that's it. And then that's really it for a battle there. We're gonna go into another battle, and I'll show again. See, I blunted the damage on that attack. And that one too. And that one too. So I successfully did it each time. I'm very proud of myself. Sometimes it takes a little bit of getting used to learn how to blunt the attacks and when to blunt the attacks. Like knowing the difference between a star attack from, say, your enemies and how to do when they're gonna use a star attack and when they're not gonna use a star attack. So we're gonna go through a battle here. 710 of damage, and notice I got a coin after, so that's what the coins are. You get coins as you defeat enemies here. I'm going to use Frying Pan on the Amanita. Notice that she hit twice with the Frying Pan. I did a timed attack there, and I did another one. So we won. I got 2 coins, 4 experience points. And we'll do one more battle. Mario RPG is a very good game. I did it too early on Bowser and on Mario, but I timed it correctly on Peach for the timed defense. And note that she took 0 damage. So we're going to do Drill Claw. Timed attack. Frying Pan. And I want to do a special so you guys can see. I guess I'll do Fire Orb. And then it gives you instructions. Hit Y repeatedly. And I'm tapping Y a lot. And see, it did a lot of damage. So that's a special. And that's it. So I want to thank you for watching this systems video. We are going to be doing this on a regular basis, and we will have more games coming along with how their game mechanics are set up and how to play. We will probably do more in the Mario series and more in the Mario RPG series. But keep a lookout for our videos, and I want to thank you for watching.